Hi, this is Marina from Health Glows. Last weekend, I had the privilege to be on a panel on diet along with an MD at a beautiful event that promoted a healthy lifestyle. I did notice, though, that the panel was biased towards this MD and that I didn't get the equal opportunity to answer all the questions asked on the panel. Because who am I? Just a certified healthy diet and healthy lifestyle coach versus an MD. But let's remind ourselves that the medicine does not teach about diet, and that the schools of nutrition and dietetics today teach what is outdated, and with the focus on meaningless nutritional tables. Why they are meaningless, I can elaborate on in a separate video. And with this false belief that humans are omnivores. On contrary to that, I'm someone who graduated from schools where we studied exclusively a healthy plant-based diet and the correlation between diet and health. I used that opportunity on that panel to carefully listen to the answers of that MD and to analyze them so that I can present them to you, because it was very interesting and shocking to see the audience just nodding their heads obediently without even giving a second thought whether what they heard actually made sense. But I do understand that it is not people's fault for going through this brainwashing school system that encourages obediently nodding heads in blocks of 45 or 50 minutes and discourages critical thinking. But let's change that at least a bit with today's analysis. Now we are going to analyze a statement by statement said by this MD. The statement number 1 is, people are omnivores. No. Humans are frugivores. Frugivores are creatures that are biologically designed to eat the optimal diet of fresh fruits and vegetables. If we just take a look into nature where all the answers are, we can see that there is a species-specific diet for every species, and that humans are not an exception. Anthropoid primates have the physiology and anatomy that dictates the optimal diet of fresh fruits and vegetables. The ratio between veggies and fruits in diet depends on the intestinal length and the body size. So, for example, we can see gorillas eating more greens because they have longer intestines, which allow them to digest so many greens, and they are big in size, because of which it is not practical and easy for them to climb trees. On contrary to them, we have chimpanzees and bonobos who eat primarily fruit. Humans share 99.7% of genes with bonobos, who are stronger and healthier than humans and eat primarily fruit. Yes, they will also hunt, but only when they are defending their territory or when it is a question of survival, when they don't have their preferred food, which is fruit. So the optimal diet for humans is a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables. The statement number 2 is, proper nutrition includes all foods, as all foods contain some nutrients. That kind of approach lacks some key elements in understanding nutrition. The key element number 1 is, food is that which gives us nutrients without giving us toxins. All foods contain some toxins, even fruits and vegetables, but at least fruits and vegetables have the smallest amount of toxins in comparison to other foods. And that's the amount of toxins that our bodies, with our self-cleansing systems, can easily expel out. Other foods, especially those that we have to cook in order to make them eatable for us, have greater percentage of toxins. The key element number 2 is, food is that which gives us nutrients without leaving toxic metabolic waste. And that would be for humans, fruits and vegetables. And the third key element in understanding proper nutrition is, we benefit only from the quantity of nutrients, ratio of nutrients, and mutual synergy of nutrients found in our whole natural foods. In other words, if there is some other food except fresh fruits and vegetables and maybe nuts and seeds that indeed contains higher amounts of some specific nutrient or nutrients, it doesn't mean that we would benefit from that food, because in the world of nutrition, more is not better. We don't need more of some nutrients, we don't need less of some nutrients, we just need the exact amount that is found in our natural whole foods. So that would be fresh fruits and vegetables. The statement number 3 was, there is a specific diet for every specific disease. That's such an illogical, non-scientific medical approach that says what is toxic for a healthy person will make a sick person healthy, which doesn't make sense, because the laws of nature tell us that the conditions that are needed for maintaining health are the exact same conditions that are needed for restoring health. Health-promoting diet for humans is a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables. Furthermore, medicine has so many different terms for different symptoms of the same root cause, which is atoxemia. When we lower toxemia in the body, when we lower the intake of toxins through a diet, low-fat, raw vegan diet, toxemia goes away, and thus the symptoms of that toxemia. The statement number 4 is, type 2 diabetes is an incurable lifetime condition. False. Type 2 diabetes is a symptom of accumulation of fats in the tissues that were not designed to store fats. Type 2 diabetes is accumulation of fats in the bloodstream and on the insulin receptors on cells. Type 2 diabetes is simply a symptom of too much dietary fats. Reduce dietary fats and type 2 diabetes goes away. And it is also important to understand that the diet of fresh fruits and vegetables is the optimal diet, a health-promoting diet for type 1 and type 1.5 diabetes. The statement number 5 is, casein from milk is a necessary component in the human diet. Casein is the milk protein which has been shown to be carcinogenic in the human body. The product of casein metabolism in the human body reacts with toxins that find their way in the human body, which results in the creation of cancerous cells. This was shown by a renowned scientist, Dr. Colin Campbell, and I highly recommend you to read his books, The China Study and Whole. In addition to casein, milk has other complications like lactose. Some people do have the lactose-splitting enzyme, lactase, but some people don't. Lactose is problematic for those who don't have lactase, the lactose-splitting enzyme, but also is problematic for people who have that enzyme, because that enzyme, lactase, splits lactose into glucose and galactose. And galactose is a toxic material that accumulates in different tissues of the body. Furthermore, milk and dairy products cause osteoporosis because they leave acidic metabolic ash in the bloodstream, which results in calcium loss. The statement number 6. Cellulite is normal. Nope. Cellulite is a pathology. It was very interesting to hear that the doctor said that, because prior to that statement, she clearly explained that cellulite is merely accumulation of toxins in between fatty cells in the adipose tissue. And then she proceeded on in saying that cellulite is normal. Well, cellulite might be normal in an abnormal, sick world, but it's definitely not a healthy state. Reduce dietary toxins and the cellulite, which is just a symptom of toxemia, goes away. Recently, I got a compliment comment on my personal Facebook profile photo, which said, "Marina, you're so fortunate for having such lean, toned legs." Well, thank you for the compliment, but the truth is that there are no rewards or punishments in nature. There are only consequences. I've been choosing to eat exclusively fresh fruits and vegetables since 2012, and I've been choosing to exercise regularly. So I just have the consequences of my choices. My point is, those choices and consequently the consequences of those choices are available to everyone. Yes, to you as well. Statement number 7. Fruit makes people fat. It was shocking to hear that the doctor said that, because prior to that statement, she gave a very nice and correct explanation of how weight gain or weight loss come down to the pure math, calories in versus calories burned. However, I would also add another correction to that explanation. What counts is calories absorbed versus calories burned. As for fruit, fruit is a food that is rich in sugars, water, soluble fibers, and have small, just adequate amounts of fats, except 4 types of fruits, and those are coconut, avocado, durian, and acai. On the other hand, we have fatty foods that have a lot of fats, that have small amount of water, small amount of fiber, or no fiber when it comes to animal foods, and that composition of that fatty foods is extremely favorable in easy absorption of excess calories. All our cells burn sugars in the most effective and most efficient way, and burn fat in the least effective and the least efficient way. So the composition of fruit is favorable for lean figure. Of course, it is possible to gain weight on fruit, a healthy weight, or even to be overweight, but one really has to make an effort to overeat on fruit. Anyway, if you want a lean body, fruits and vegetables are your best friends. I highly encourage you to watch my 3-video series on my YouTube channel, which is called Big Portions Lean Body. And the final statement is, life is one, so we shouldn't deprive ourselves of enjoyments like drinking beer and wine. Alcohol is a cellular killer, which means that it kills cells that it comes across, including brain cells. It lowers the ability of making prompt decisions and thinking. It lowers the IQ. It destroys liver, and it destroys families. There are so many more wonderful ways of enjoying life. And what is more enjoyable than celebrating health, than celebrating fruits from nature that give us vitality, to think clearly and sharply, and to move vibrantly? Those are the real enjoyments, and not alcohol consumption. So those were the statements that I wanted to draw your attention to and give you some analysis of those statements. But to wrap up this video in a positive attitude and in agreeing, I would like to add 2 statements of this MD with which I absolutely agree. The statement number 1 is, juices and smoothies are inferior to our whole natural foods. Absolutely correct. And the statement number 2 is, proper diet is colorful. Oh yes! Well, what is more colorful and more vibrant in color than fruits and vegetables? Just imagine that exciting sight of ripe fruits among the green leaves on the tree. Isn't that the sight that gives you excitement and happiness? And when you think about a proper healthy diet, think about colorful platters filled with vibrant color fruits and vegetables. Yes, the doctor was right. The proper healthy nutrition is colorful. I hope that this video was useful to you and that the doctor didn't get offended, but in fact was open-minded to learn something new and useful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please let me know your thoughts on the statements given and on my analysis of those statements through the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Until the next video, I'm sending you warm regards. Keep glowing. Bye bye.